Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Hello English Studio. I'm Emily.
And I'm Paul. Today, we're talking about something that almost every English learner has experienced.
You can understand English movies, songs, or YouTube videos, but when it's your turn to speak, your mind suddenly goes blank.
Oh yes, that's the classic problem. You understand everything, but somehow you can't say anything.
That's exactly how I felt before. I could follow every word, but when I tried to answer, I froze.
Don't worry, Emily. Many learners face the same challenge.
So, why does this happen? Why can we understand English but not speak it?
That's exactly what we'll explore today. And we'll show you how to fix it.
You know, Paul, I still remember one embarrassing moment.
Oh, what happened?
I was in a coffee shop last year. There was this tourist sitting next to me. He smiled and asked, "Is this seat taken?"
Sounds like a normal question.
I understood him perfectly. I knew exactly what he meant. But you know what I did?
Don't tell me you said nothing.
Yep, I froze. My heart was beating so fast and my brain went completely blank. I just smiled awkwardly.
Oh no. And what did the tourist do?
He probably thought I didn't understand. He said, "It's okay," and moved away. I felt so embarrassed.
That's so relatable. I think every learner has been there. The brain knows, but the mouth doesn't cooperate.
Exactly. After that, I kept thinking, why? I understand so many words. I can even watch English dramas without subtitles.
That frustration is real. You feel like you've worked hard, but somehow you're still not able to speak naturally.
Yeah, it almost made me lose confidence. I started to think, maybe I just don't have the talent for languages.
I used to think the same when I was learning Spanish. I could understand my teacher, but when she asked me a simple question, I froze too.
Really? So it's not just me?
Not at all. It's a super common problem. The truth is, understanding and speaking are two very different things.
I guess I focused too much on input, like listening and reading, but not enough on output.
Exactly. It's like learning to cook by watching videos. You understand the steps, but until you actually cook, you don't feel it.
That's so true. When I only listened, my brain stayed in passive mode. But when I tried to speak, it suddenly had to produce, and it panicked.
Yeah, your brain's like, wait, I wasn't ready for this.
Exactly. After that day, I promised myself I'd practice speaking, even if it's just talking to myself.
That's the spirit. You can start small. Even describing what you're doing in English helps. Like, I'm making coffee. I'm washing dishes.
I actually tried that. At first, it felt silly, but after a few weeks, words came out more easily.
See? The more you use it, the more natural it feels. Speaking is like a muscle. You have to train it.
Yeah, and I realized it's not about being smart or gifted. It's about training my brain to respond automatically.
Exactly. You already understand English. Now it's time to use it.
That coffee shop moment was embarrassing, but maybe I needed it to realize that understanding isn't enough.
Well said. Every embarrassing moment can be the start of something new.
And I guess that's how we grow, one awkward conversation at a time.
Exactly. One awkward shot closer to fluency.
So, Emily, that moment in the cafe got you thinking, right?
Yeah, I realized I could understand English perfectly, but speaking felt like a completely different world.
That's because understanding and speaking are two sides of the same coin, but they're trained in totally different ways.
Really? I thought if I listened a lot, speaking would come naturally.
That's what most people think, but the truth is listening builds recognition, not production.
So my brain can recognize the words, but it doesn't know how to produce them fast enough.
Exactly. It's like knowing every ingredient in a recipe, but never actually cooking the dish.
That's such a perfect example. So my brain is just reading the recipe.
Yep. To speak, you have to train your mouth, tongue, and brain to work together, automatically. Here's the first big reason. Input doesn't equal output.
Meaning just listening and reading isn't enough?
Exactly. You can watch hundreds of English videos and still be silent because your brain only learns to receive information.
So I need to produce language more often, right?
Absolutely. Try repeating out loud when you listen. That's called shadowing. It turns passive input into active practice.
I also noticed something else. I always think in my native language first, then translate into English.
That's the second reason. When you translate in your head, you slow down your reaction.
Yeah, by the time I finish translating, the other person has already changed the topic.
That's exactly. To fix this, try thinking in English for small things, like I'm hungry, it's hot today, I need coffee.
I started doing that recently, and it really helps. The words come faster.
Another huge reason is fear. You're afraid of being wrong.
That's so true. Even when I know the words, I hesitate because I don't want to sound stupid.
But here's the funny thing. The only way to sound smart in English is to sound stupid first.
That's painful but true.
Mistakes are proof that you're trying. Every awkward sentence means your brain is learning.
I guess the problem isn't my English, it's my fear.
The last reason is simple. You just don't speak enough.
Yeah, I mostly listen to podcasts or watch shows, but I rarely talk.
Imagine trying to learn guitar by only listening to music. You'll never play well unless you pick up the guitar.
Wow, that's such a clear comparison.
So start small. Talk to yourself. Read out loud. Record your voice. Even short daily practice helps build fluency.
I did that with my morning routine, like describing what I'm doing. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm getting dressed.
That's perfect. Simple language, real situations. That's how your brain builds automatic response.
So let me see if I got it right. I can't speak well because I only practice listening, not speaking. I think in my native language, not in English. I'm too afraid of making mistakes. I don't speak often enough.
That's the perfect summary. And here's the good news. All four of those problems can be fixed.
Really? How?
That's what we'll talk about next. Real, simple ways to finally start speaking confidently.
I can't wait. Maybe my next coffee shop moment will be totally different.
I'm sure it will. So, Emily, now that we know why we can understand but not speak, let's talk about how to fix it.
Yes, please. I've waited for this part. I really want to know how to unfreeze my brain when speaking.
Smiles. All right, let's start with the first technique, shadowing. Have you heard of it?
I think so. It's when you listen and repeat at the same time, right?
Exactly. You listen to a short sentence and repeat it immediately, matching the rhythm, tone, and pronunciation.
Like, if the speaker says, "How are you today?" I say it right after. "How are you today?"
Perfect. It's one of the best ways to turn passive listening into active speaking.
I see. It's like training my mouth to move faster, not just my brain.
Exactly. You can even do it for 5 minutes a day while walking, cooking, or before bed.
What about thinking in English? You mentioned that before.
Yes, that's the second key. You need to make English part of your daily thoughts.
But that sounds so hard. I always automatically think in my own language.
It's normal, so start small. For example, when you're alone, describe what you see. There's a cup on the table. The window is open.
I can do that. Maybe I'll talk to myself while making breakfast.
That's perfect. You're training your brain to produce English directly. No translation needed.
It's funny, but I notice when I describe things, I start forming natural sentences.
That's the magic of it. You're building fluency without even realizing it.
But what if I have no one to talk to in English?
Then talk to yourself. Seriously, many successful learners do it.
I'll look crazy walking around my room talking to myself.
Maybe, but it works. You can practice simple conversations like, "What should I wear today?"
or I'm so tired.
That actually sounds fun. It's like acting in a mini movie.
Exactly. You're building confidence privately, so when you talk to real people, it feels natural.
I'll try that tonight. Maybe I'll pretend I'm hosting a talk show.
That's awesome. Have fun with it. Learning should never feel like a punishment.
I've also seen people joining online speaking rooms or listening to English podcasts. Does that help?
Definitely. Listening to real voices helps you get used to natural flow, and joining live conversations builds quick reaction.
I sometimes listen to podcasts while doing chores. It feels like the speakers are my friends.
That's great. You can even pause and repeat after them or answer their questions out loud.
Like shadowing again. So all these techniques connect with each other.
Exactly. Shadowing trains your mouth, thinking in English trains your brain, and speaking daily trains your confidence.
You know, Paul, when I think about it, the problem wasn't that I couldn't speak. I just never practiced enough.
Exactly. Fluency doesn't come from time, it comes from repetition.
I feel lighter already. Maybe it's not that I'm bad at English. I just need more mouth practice.
That's the right mindset. English isn't just in your brain, it's in your lips, tongue, and courage too.
So I guess the secret is simple. Speak more, fear less.
Couldn't have said it better. Every sentence you say, even the broken ones, is progress.
Smiles. Then I'll keep talking even if I sound silly sometimes.
That's the spirit, Emily. Mistakes means you're learning, and confidence means you're growing.
You know, Paul, after this conversation, I feel like a heavy weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
That's great to hear. Sometimes the hardest part isn't learning English. It's learning to forgive yourself for not being perfect.
Yeah, I used to think fluency meant speaking fast and using fancy words, but now I realize fluency means feeling free to speak.
Exactly. It's not about being perfect. It's about being brave enough to express yourself.
I like that. Brave enough to speak. It's simple but powerful.
You know, every confident speaker you admire today once struggled like you. The only difference is they didn't stop.
That's so true. I guess I'll stop worrying about my accent or grammar. I'll just focus on communicating.
Exactly. Grammar can wait, but confidence can't.
That should be our new slogan.
Yeah. Hello, English Studio. Grammar can wait, confidence can't.
I love it. You know, Paul, after this conversation, I feel like a heavy weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
That's great to hear. Sometimes, the hardest part isn't learning English, it's learning to forgive yourself for not being perfect.
Yeah, I used to think fluency meant speaking fast and using fancy words, but now I realize fluency means feeling free to speak.
Exactly. It's not about being perfect, it's about being brave enough to express yourself.
I like that. Brave enough to speak. It's simple but powerful.
You know, every confident speaker you admire today once struggled like you. The only difference is they didn't stop.
That's so true. I guess I'll stop worrying about my accent or grammar. I'll just focus on communicating.
Exactly. Grammar can wait, but confidence can't.
That should be our new slogan.
Yeah, hello English Studio. Grammar can wait, confidence can't.
I love it. And honestly, I think I'll go back to that coffee shop again. If someone talks to me this time, I'll answer, even if I make mistakes.
That's the spirit. You don't need to be perfect to start. You need to start to become perfect.
Step by step, sentence by sentence.
Exactly. And for everyone listening, if you can understand this podcast, you already have what it takes.
So don't wait for the perfect time. Just start speaking today, even to yourself.
Remember, every word you speak brings you closer to fluency.
Thanks for listening, everyone. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe.
And stay tuned for our next episode, How I Stopped Being Afraid to Speak English.
Bye for now, and remember, keep speaking, keep growing.